Hi everybody, it's Sandy and I felt really called to do a rose reading and energy update today. It's been a while. There was really no energy that I could feel on coming on live to do readings around the eclipse time. The July eclipses were an absolute doozy. Hi Jonathan. Yeah, they're just an extraordinarily intense month, certainly in my experience anyway. And I know many around me have also sort of been sharing that this shift that was going on or what was coming up for us in July was really calling for some deep dives. Hi Serena. And for us to start really looking at the foundation, the very roots of our presence and what we were now working towards in our journey. So it's been a really strong and intense time. It's brought up all sorts of challenges for people, from relationship challenges to health challenges. It's just an extraordinary time. And we move into August, and we come immediately into a new supermoon. And the new supermoon is at 8 degrees of Leo, and in the US it will be on the 31st tonight, but here in the UK it's at 4:11 a.m. tomorrow morning. So, yeah, I have a rose circle gathering here this evening, and I know that we will be looking very closely at what it is now that's actually calling us forward. So not only have we got this new moon, this super moon, but we're also coming up to the energy that's called the Lion's Gate, which is on the 8th of August. And there's a sense here that this is calling us to find our lion heart, to find that inner strength and that empowerment that allows us to start really crafting the vision of this pathway forward now for us. So it's about getting ready for this next cycle, getting really clear on what is now complete and what needs to be walked forward from in order to fully and clearly be carrying the frequency and the template that you're that is for your next piece of your path. So what's going to be helping us is that Mercury is going to go direct. At the same time, it's going direct this week, and we will also be having Jupiter go direct as well in August. So there is where we've had all of these planets retrograde. It's been a real calling to dive deep and dive in, so that we can do some inner restoration and inner healing. As the planets go stationary, it becomes really intense, but then there is the opportunity now for this place of moving forward. So we will get support then from Mercury and from Jupiter that will allow us to start to put our dreams and visions into place. There's a real sense that this new moon is a power point for us in crafting that pathway forward. What is it now that's coming up in visions? What is it that's coming up in your dreamscape, in order to get absolute clarity of the gifts and what it is that you've come to share now? You know, this feels like we're walking into a whole new cycle of our experience of ourselves in relationship to our journey and the world, and of course in our relationships, in our journeys with our loved ones. So what can we say of this new moon? This is likely to be an emotional moon. It's particularly around relationships and family issues. It's very likely to have some impact on your nervous system. So any resource that you can bring to your nervous system, some support, some benefit, breath work, getting into nature, making sure that you are drinking enough to be able to support this clearing and this optimum alignment to navigate these energies as clearly as you possibly can. We've also got 3 blasts of solar winds that are going to be hitting the planet too. And I know that many of you, like myself, who are sensitives, will experience that sort of sense of disorientation or what's going on now feeling. And the first one will hit on the 1st of August. The second, the 2 and 3 will hit us around the 4th of August. So just be aware of what might trigger off for you, what might might suddenly catch you off balance, and be aware that actually this is very likely to be connected to more cosmic events rather than something that's going on necessarily in your physical body or in your immediate vicinity. The other thing that I sense will probably be an ongoing piece for us as we move into August is more revelations, more of what's been hidden coming up to be revealed. This is absolutely a time when what has been hidden cannot stay hidden any longer. And I feel there's going to be another whole series of revelations. And at one level, that is a bit disconcerting, and it can be extremely confusing, and also really make us question what on earth is going to happen here on the earth in our different countries. But at another level, what it's doing is creating chaos in order that we can move through this and make choices that will be a voice of the collective, if you like. And this is the way that we will be able to shift these patterns. It is the awakening of one heart at a time, one heart that's done some inner work, that's allowed for enough of that higher soul self to be able to be incarnated and present in the body. And as we come together in communities, as we come together with like-minded souls, and bear in mind that it is the heart field that holds the frequency of the energy that we carry, our soul story and our pathway of incarnation this lifetime, what we've experienced and where we've been. That frequency coding is what attracts the people and the experiences and the opportunities into our lives that are going to enable us to make the choices that will take us into right connections and right alignment with ourselves in these coming months to move forward. So, shall we have a look and see what the wisdom of the roses has got to offer us for this time? So I'm going to do the reading live again this time. I did this in the previous reading, and it felt that not only was the reading connected to the roses from my perspective, but they were drawing and also connecting with the energies of those online and those that would be watching it later. So it's a very interesting shift in the process. So we're asking for the wisdom of the roses for us through this new moon, and as we move into August and through the Lion's Gate at 8/8, what might be their message for us. And remember that these roses are just pure love codes. They come to show us the way forward. They come to show us anything that we've still got running that is not love. So, the first rose that's come out of the pack today is Rose Ma 2, and she is the rose that is all about abundance. She is this pathway of effortless manifestation. And you can see with this rose, it's just like expand, expand, expand. Now there is a danger with Mercury going direct that we might get a little bit, so that we overstretch ourselves. But this rose is saying, abundance is effortless. All I have to do is to show up in the truth of who I am. Remember that a rose, even a rose on a rose bush, only wants to be the best rose she can be. She doesn't want to be a daffodil or a tulip. She just wants to be the very best rose that she can be. So this rose is calling us to open to that abundance, open to the effortless ease of that abundance, and know that it's coming in a relationship dance to that sense of abundance in your heart. So if there is any challenge, any place in which you contract at the thought of being abundant, she's asking you to work with her. If we're talking about increasing our water intake, place your glass of water actually on the abundance rose. Take her in, let her be absorbed at a cellular level in the body. Oh, hi Renee, hi Lisa, hi Joanne. There's quite a few more people that have joined as I've been doing the reading. So, this is the first rose that's come up for us. And she is, I am abundant. And as I say, it is a frequency of presence. It's a beingness, not a doingness. And the universe actually brings to us everything that is in relationship to that will dance with that frequency. Hi Paula. So we're looking for our second rose code into the mix for this time. And we have Rose Angel 3. Now, Rose Angel 3 is all about forgiveness. So there is a place and a calling here to move through any residual storylines, any residual scripts that you've got around your past, and open to love through forgiveness. You will all be familiar with the Ho'oponopono prayer and the storyline that goes with that. And this is, and if you aren't, just Google Ho'oponopono. But the words are, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. And this recognition that anything that we have experienced in our lives that we may still hold victim consciousness about, or we may hold a judgment. This rose sits on the third eye. She sits on the Ajna chakra, connects with the pineal and the pituitary glands. And she is calling us to be aware of the monkey mind, to be aware of the constant chatter, the constant dialogue that goes on in response to everything that we see around us and everything that we experience. And the consciousness, the wave of consciousness that we're in right now, and this elevation of the frequency is calling us to go, okay, and I'm so done with that. Let's find a way in which I can release the charge. And it will always, the calling to forgiveness is relatively easy to forgive another. And it's not about forgetting, it's about forgiving. Because anyone that has behaved in an inappropriate way towards us has been wounded and damaged themselves in order to have those behaviours. But it is in the forgiveness of ourselves that the greatest of healing occurs. And the path of love, the path of the rose heart, is a calling to forgive and to forgive ourselves fully so that we can move to this place of abundance and to the place of joy that really is the master code for us going forward. So, Serena's just pointed out that Rose Angel 3, the Forgiveness Rose, has come up in our Rose Circle online this week as the Rose Focus for the week. So it has come up. It's come up as a reminder twice now. So, excuse me. Let's see what the third rose is that wants to come forward as our keynote point for this next this next passage into August. And we have got Rose Ma 9, and she is an absolute beauty of a rose. And she says, I am unconditional love. And this calling to unconditional love is an interesting pathway, because we have been programmed to being very conditional around love. I'll do this for you if you do this for me. I can meet you here if you can meet me there. And this is the calling that allows us to go really deep into the pathway of the true rose heart. Rose heart is very much connected to the balancing and the integration of opposites. The good, the bad, the right, the wrong, the masculine, feminine. These polarized energies that we carry actually activate the cross, the sacred cross of our lives. This rose sits in the center of the cross, and she opens one petal at a time as we release the stories, as we make more and more space for our higher soul self to come in. And this is the pathway of inner mastery. It is the pathway of being the rose, of being able to walk the path of the rose and hold her at the center of your very being. So I find it fascinating that she's shown up. She doesn't often show up in our readings. And it's a real blessing, and it's a real sense that so many of us now have done a lot of our deeper work in order to start to open this place of being love in action. What would love have me say, do, or be at this point? And this is, again, it's really fascinating, because those of you that follow me on Facebook, on my personal page, this has been the time when I have been editing and putting together the new writings to complete the second edition of the Rose Oracle. And there are 45 roses in the Rose Oracle as it stands right now. And there were another 4 roses, the cosmic roses, that occasionally have come up in our readings, that expand the consciousness up to the Soul Star and the Stellar Gateway and down to the Earth Star and the Gaia Gateway, creating these beautiful vesica pisces of light around us, and opening up the diamond codes within the geometries. The last set that have come in to complete the 52 cards in the new oracle are the Heart Star roses, which are the threefold flame of the heart, of the inner heart, that actually activates and brings us into this place of being love. So this is a threefold flame of love, wisdom and power. This dance of the 3 that we need to bring into balance in order to hold that place within us of that God spark, if you like, that place of the feminine Christ consciousness frequency. So this place is, such a beautiful rose to come through for our new supermoon rose reading. So here we are, the 3 of them. I am abundant. This is a beingness. This is not a doingness. The doingness comes from the beingness. But she says, I am that. Yes. The path to unconditional love, which you will probably have seen in the messages from Serena. Absolutely. The path to unconditional love is forgiveness. Forgiveness for the other, but also deep, deep forgiveness for self. It is said here that I remember years ago somebody saying to me, this is the only planet of choice. And actually, it isn't a planet of choice, because we operate from the program. We operate from the software, if you like, that's been loaded. And we've got our soul code path, and we have got the genetic code path. And this heart field is a matrix. It's an alchemical pot of the pathway, the transformational journey. So, Jonathan's saying that forgiveness is crucial to the manifestation of unconditional love. As I say, without that, there is always conditionality to absolutely everything. And therefore our choices are governed by what we're prepared to say yes to. How much of life are you prepared to say yes to? Or are you in this place of contraction to what life is offering you for the fear of being triggered, or the fear of having to face something that you haven't faced yet? This is a beautiful, beautiful time of excavating the pot, of being open to say, show me what is still here for me to process and clear. So you could actually use all 3 of those if you felt so inclined to put into the water through epitaxy. There is a special word for the way that the energies move into and embed into water. And what else have I got to share? Well, I'm nearly through the rewrite. The next phase for me is the mastery of Kickstarter, or a crowdfunder campaign. So if anybody's got any wisdom or experience in that regard, please do PM me, because I'm a newbie and technology is not my forte. And then from there, there's another book that is being birthed that takes all of these rose codes to a deeper and more esoteric aspect that will be connected to a 9-month path of inner mastery that I will be offering later on this year. What else? Oh, I don't know. Check the website. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. These are our roses for this new supermoon. And until I speak and come back on to Facebook and Facebook Live again, just wanted to wish you all, you know, a easy and graceful passage through this new moon, and really focus on what it is that is coming up in vision for you now, what is coming up in these dreams. And it is time to take steps to start to activate them. Yeah, if not now, when? And we need to be ready and fully activated as we move into the 2020 frequencies and this window that will be 2020 to 2030, when we really need to be love in action. This you know, this is such a way shower for us, this particular rose. And yeah, until then, with much love and rosy blessings. Bye for now. Bye-bye.